G'day everyone, how's it going? So I got a few people asking me in the Facebook group on how I put together my videos for the assignments over the first semester. Now, I am not an expert in doing film editing and video editing and stuff like that. My process is very sort of unorthodox, but it works. You guys have seen the videos that come out. I'm pretty happy with them. So I just thought I'd do a brief video today explaining the process that I go through to make these videos, and hopefully explain it in a way that you guys can, utilize in the future with your assignments. So the three tools which you need in order to do this are three applications. The first one being OBS, Open Broadcaster Software. Second being Audacity, which is a voice recording software. And the final part is PowerPoint, obviously, which is where I put all of my pictures. So the thing that I normally do when I start this off is I obviously write down a script. I put down all of the ideas that I want to put into the video, have a read through a couple of times, redraft it, make sure that it sounds good. If it sounds a little bit waffly or iffy, I alter it out. And then once I'm pretty happy with it, I'll do a voice recording using Audacity. So I'll open up Audacity here and obviously set it to the microphone that I want to be using. And then from there I just read out the script as fast as I can. Obviously I don't have a script, so I thought just for fun I would take an excerpt from this book, Ron Burgundy, Let Me Off at the Top, and see how I read it. Okay, so I'll read for about a minute and see how it goes. My love for this country. I don't often talk about it because I don't like to brag, but I am a real patriot. It's a pretty controversial opinion, I know, but I love the United States of America and I'm not afraid to say it. There was a time from about 1967 to 1974 when I would make phone calls to people I didn't know all across this land and tell them that I loved the United States. Imagine you're sitting at home, lying in bed or in the kitchen enjoying a meal, and the phone rings. Now imagine picking up that phone and the first thing you hear is, "I love the United States. It must have been great. My phone bills were through the roof. I didn't care. It was my way of giving back." Okay, so obviously I made a mistake through that, and the reason why I use Audacity as opposed to doing the PowerPoint, the in-application PowerPoint thing is you can go through and you can alter your stuff. So what you can do is you can find the part where you screwed up. "I love the United States. It must have been great. My phone bills were through the roof. I didn't care. It was my way of giving back." Okay, so I found a part where I screwed up, and the thing that you can do is you can find it, and "My phone bills were through the roof." Okay, and then from there you can just mute that one, and you can re-record the section. So it was from, my phone bills were through the roof. Okay, here we go. "My phone bills were through the roof. I didn't care. It was my way of giving back." Okay, and then what you can do from there is you can just cut this part out by going Control X, deleting that section, going up here, finding the bit where you screwed up again. Okay, that wasn't it. "My phone bills were through the roof." Okay, so that part is where I screwed up. And then you can just paste it over. And then it will just sound seamless. It will just go as if you never made a mistake. "I love the United States. It must have been great. My phone bills were through the roof. I didn't care. It was my way of giving back." Okay, so that's how I did it. So I just cut it out and then obviously merged the two files like so, and then you just get rid of the gaps so it sounds more natural. And there you go. So it'll sound seamless, like you're brilliant at reading and you don't make any mistakes, which is not usually the case for me. I make a billion mistakes when I'm recording. So I normally redraft this audio, 3 or 4 times, just like writing it down. And once I was happy with the audio, I'd start working on the visuals. So we've got about 30 seconds worth of of audio here, and what I found most of the time is if you're doing it to the complexity that I was, where you've got about 4 or 5 pictures per slide, you're looking at about an hour for every minute of spoken out dialogue that you're doing. So what I do here is obviously I'd open up my PowerPoint, I'd just make the slides completely blank, and then I go to Google Images. And of course, while you're here, you should also check the MTeach Facebook group every single time that you're on the internet, just in case someone's posted something wonderful. And what I do is, I'll listen back to what I was saying, and then try and make visuals that sort of appeal to what I'm saying.
My love for this country.
Okay, so my love for this country, I just go, okay, insert, word art, I don't know, I'm winging it. Okay, my love for this country. So that would be my first slide. Awesome, very neat. And then I'd add another one, new slide. And I just copy paste a whole bunch of these. Like so, boom, 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 boom. Just so I've got some templates to work with. Alright, so what's the first sentence? So we've got my love for this country, then we've got...
I don't often talk about it because I don't like to brag, but I am a real patriot.
Okay, so I don't like to talk about it much because I don't like to brag. I'm a real patriot. So I just search for something like not talking. And obviously it's got a picture. I'm just pulling out random pictures here. Copy image, and I just throw that. Throw that into PowerPoint. I'll have to view the image to do it. Okay, so that would go eventually. Come on. Sometimes it takes a while to copy and paste, just because computers, you know how it is. So I'll copy paste that, which will eventually show up, I hope. No, okay, I'm just going to have to do it again. Sorry. Oh, the joys of using technology. Oh, it's not pasting for some reason, okay. Well, we'll do this the hipster way, by dragging it. Okay, it doesn't like that picture, and this happens from time to time. I mean, not every picture is going to work, so we'll just grab another picture for the sake of not sitting here trying to figure out why it's not working. Alright, come on. Jeez, it's not working for me today. This isn't too good. God, why? Maybe because I'm recording at the same time. Anyway, okay, so what I do is, just for the sake of time, I'm going to use letters just to show you roughly the procedure, but I'd go onto Google, I'd find 4 or 5 images, and then from there, I'm just going to use ABCD for the moment, just to show you roughly what happens, or how I do it. So, we've got one, I'll insert 4 letters, and so I'd find about, 4 or 5 pictures. I'll place them around in a way that makes sense, sort of just strewn across the page, where you can get all of the information. So maybe A, B, C, and then I'll put D in the corner, like so. And then from there, I say to myself, okay, how do I want these pictures to show up? Do I want it to show up at the same time? Do I want it to show up, different to other pictures? Do I want to alter a picture? Do I want to make a picture, change halfway through when I'm talking about it? So what I do from there is I take, I'd have to work backwards, because this is the full image. This is what you're going to see at the end. And I'll just paste this and go, okay, so I want to transition so that D appears last, okay? So I'd go to the second slide, I'd take out D. From there I'd go, okay, so after B I'd want C to appear. So copy and paste again, remove C, and so now I've got A and B, and I'm like, okay, I want to start off the slide with A. Okay, so we'll remove B, like so. And what happens is, from here you've got my love for this country, you've got picture A, then you've got picture B, then C, and D. And those would sort of align with the text. So, what did I say?
I don't often talk about it because I don't like to brag, but I am a real patriot. It's a pretty
okay, I don't like to brag because...
I don't often talk about it because I don't like to brag, but I am a real patriot.
Real patriot.
It's a pretty controversial...
Okay, so I'd probably only use 3 images for this section of speech. So I'd get rid of D, meaning I could get rid of that whole thing. So I got 3 pictures. I don't really like to talk about because I don't like to brag because I'm a real patriot. Would be 3 pictures that I put up on the slide, like so. Okay? So from there, what I do is, obviously I go through, I'd basically image the whole speech, and then after I've imaged it all, I'd go to OBS, which is this program here. Now, this is usually used for streaming games and things like that, but it's also a really great recorder for your media and stuff like that. So, what you have to do, this is what it will look like when you open it up. Scenes will be empty. So what you do is you right click, you go add scene, and then you just say like MTS video. Inside here, then you've got your sources. So this is what the screen is going to capture. So you go into sources, you right click, go add, then you add window capture. Okay, it's very important you do window, not monitor capture, because that will break your computer. And this will be PowerPoint. So this will be just looking at PowerPoint the whole time. You want in a window, and make sure you put it on compatibility mode. I was talking to one of my friends about this before, why their window wasn't showing up, and it was because you didn't have that compatibility mode ticked. So when you've got that, you've got a scene, and what you can do from there is you can go preview, and it'll show you what's going to show up. So there's PowerPoint, right? Now obviously you don't want the sides, so what you can do is you can go edit scene, and you can squash it down to just be the central box by holding, I think it's Alt? Yeah, Alt. And then the sides here will go green, and it will just crop out the bits that you don't want. So I don't want that part, and I don't want that part. And obviously, yeah, so you just crop it to the size that you're happy with, like so. And then you expand it all the way out. Now obviously I haven't done a fantastic cropping job, but I mean, you get the idea. So you just have to hold Alt while you're in preview mode and edit scene, and then that'll be done. So that's now capturing the PowerPoint screen, which is where I put all of my pictures and stuff. And yeah, that will just record for you when you press the button. So the other thing is, obviously you got to set the sound on. If you don't do that, you won't get any of your audio. And what I do from here, once I've finished all of this, say let's just say for argument's sake that the presentation is done, right? I will basically have 4 seconds of just noise here. So that's about 4 seconds worth. And what that does is that gives you time to set everything up and get everything playing. So what I would do, if I'm doing a recording, there's a start recording button down here, right? And I've got all of my scenes selected. What I'd do is I'd hit start recording, then I'd hit Audacity, play, then go across to here. And then I'd just
My love for this country. I don't often talk about it because I don't like to brag, but I am a real patriot. It's a pretty controversial opinion, I know, but I love the United States of America, and I'm not afraid to say it.
So as you can see, all I did was I hit start recording, went to, not to PowerPoint, so first, start recording, go to Audacity, play the file, make sure you give yourself enough leeway to get set up, go to PowerPoint, make sure it's on the first slide, so you'd set this up before you start recording. Go to PowerPoint, and then from there I just press the down key whenever I wanted a picture to show up, just like if you were using PowerPoint and doing a presentation. So that way you don't have to sync the audio every single time, and it won't go out of sync when you add more stuff in or when you start editing stuff. You can just do it manually to your speed and your timing. And some advice that I can give for this is, you probably heard me tapping the button whenever I wanted a picture to show up. Always present a picture just before you're going to talk about the thing you're going to talk about, because I found if you present it at the same time exactly, people don't have time to visually process it with the audio. You get much better coherence if you present the image before you actually talk about it, because then people have the visual representation and the audio coming in at the same time. So that's just a little tip to help you do that. Anyway, once that's done, once you've got your recording, it'll probably save to your documents. Let's see, videos. Yeah, so here's the video. So you can go back and your video will be saved there, as you can see here.
My love for this country.
Okay, so
I don't often talk about it because I don't like to brag, but I am a real patriot. It's a pretty controversial opinion, I know.
Okay, so as you can see, that recorded perfectly. So that was the pictures coming through. You didn't hear the key taps as you heard through the microphone, because I don't have the microphone on when I'm recording on OBS. So once that's done, once you've got your video, once you're happy with it, obviously I do a few more edits. Like if I'll do it once, and then if I'm missing stuff, I'll just add more stuff in, or I'll take some stuff out, depending on how long it is. And from there, I just upload it onto the LMS, or I upload it onto YouTube, which is also very straightforward to do. You just hit the upload button, locate the video, and it will upload itself. Then you share it around, then you grovel in the fact that you finished an assignment without having to write like 4 times as many words. This does probably take as much time as doing a regular assignment. It's not a simple case of, oh, I'm just going to slap a few things together and it'll work. No, the last video I did took like 2 solid days of editing, and I almost lost my mind doing it. But, I mean, the results speak for themselves. I really enjoy doing this because, I mean, it just means that I can go on the internet and look at pictures all day, and I just match it up with what I'm doing, which I think is really, really fun to do. I mean, I just get enjoyment out of it. Much like we've been learning in our course, this style of doing things doesn't really match with some people. I mean, I know that it's very finicky the way I do it. I know it's probably not optimized. There's probably much better applications you can use, but this is what I've been using to do my assignments, and I mean, it's been working out pretty well so far. So, thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you have any other questions, feel free to message me on Facebook. But that's it for now. Bye-bye.